When a batch needs to be reopened for change control, the DP will need to find the batch under the live step. This can be done by searching for the batch ID, or the grant recipient who submitted the batch. Next, they'll need to click the Reopen button at the bottom of the screen. This will display a pop-up. Click Edit from the drop-down options on the pop-up, and then add a note explaining why the batch is being sent back to the grant recipient for them to edit it. In this video, I'm just going to say Change Request. The grant recipient will find the batch under the Edit step, under Assign to Me. They can now make changes to the batch, but they should not delete any rows from the tables. If they wish to remove a measure or a home type, they will need to change all of the fields to 0 where possible, ignoring any presets like measure grade or grant type. Adding measure rows is permitted, but the grant recipient should not add rows to the batch property table, nor should they increase the number of homes in the batch property table, or the batch funding table. For example, in this batch, I'm going to remove this measure by zeroing it, and then I'm going to replace the measure spending for this measure with this additional measure. I'm also going to decrease the cost of this other measure, which will now raise an error, as the net difference between the batch funding, which is the sum of landlord funding and the grant funding, will no longer be equal to the expenditure, which is the sum of measure costs, additional capital expenditure, and upfront capital expenditure. The batch funding and batch expenditure should still have a net difference of 0. Where a grant recipient removes measures, they need to replace them with other measures of equal cost, or adjust their requested funding to match the decrease in expenditure. Once the change has been made, the grant recipient should click Submit at the bottom of the page. This will send the changed batch to the DP, who will need to review it, and then choose to accept the changed batch or reject it.